So today we are going to talk about Proverbs chapter 21. Proverbs chapter 21. I'll just start right away. We have to do this fast, fast. So Proverbs chapter 21 verse 1, it says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, like the rivers of water. He turns it wherever he wishes." Verse 2 says that every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. Verse 3 says, "To do righteousness and justice is more acceptable to the Lord than sacrifice." Verse 4 says, "A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin." A haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. Verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty." Verse 6, "Getting treasures by a lying tongue is the fleeting fantasy of those who seek death." Verse 7, it says, "The violence of the wicked will destroy them because they refuse to do justice." Verse 8, "The way of a guilty man is perverse, but as for the pure, his work is right." As for the pure, his work is right. Verse 9 says, "It is better to dwell in the corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman." It is better to dwell in a corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Verse 10 it says, "The soul of the wicked desires evil. His neighbor finds no favor in his eyes." Verse 11 it says, when the scoffer is punished, the simple is made wise. But when the wise is instructed, he receives knowledge." Verse 12, "The righteous God wisely considers the house of the wicked, overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness." Overthrowing the wicked for their wickedness. Verse 13 says, "Whoever shuts his ears to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and not be heard." Whoever shuts his ear to the cry of the poor will also cry himself and will not be heard. Verse 14, it says, "A gift is secret. A gift in secret pacifies hunger, and a bribe behind the back strong wrath." Verse 15, "It is a joy for the just to do justice, but destruction will come to the workers of iniquity." Destruction will come to the workers of iniquity. Verse 16, it says, "A man who wanders from the way of understanding will rest in the congregation of the dead." Verse 17, "He who loves pleasure will be a poor man. He who loves wine and oil will not be rich." Verse 18, "The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the unfaithful for the upright." Verse 19, "It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman." Verse 20, "This is desirable treasure, and oil in the dwelling of the wise." It says, "But a foolish man squanders it." 21, "He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness and honor." He who follows righteousness and mercy finds life, righteousness and honor. Verse 22 says, "A wise man scales the city of the mighty and brings down the trusted stronghold." Verse 23, "Whoever guards his mouth and tongue keeps his soul from troubles." Verse 24, "A proud and haughty man, scoffer is his name. He acts with arrogant smile." He acts with arrogant pride. Verse 25, it says, the desire of the slothful kills him, for his hands refuse to labor. Verse 26, he converts greediness all day long, but the righteous give and does not spare. The righteous give and does not spare. Verse 27 says, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination. How much more when he brings it with wicked intent? Verse 28 says, a false witness shall perish, but the man who hears him will speak endlessly. Verse 29, a wicked man hardens his face, but as for the upright, he establishes his way. Verse 30, there is no wisdom or understanding or counsel against the Lord. Verse 31, it says, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. The horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is to the Lord. Deliverance is to the Lord. Deliverance is to the Lord. So you are going to take two verses, then we are off. Then tomorrow we'll talk about Proverbs chapter 22. So the last verse in Proverbs chapter 21, it says, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but deliverance is of the Lord. Looking at the past, people used horse, they went as an army and they went to conquer nations. They have to prepare their horse, they have to, whatever they need for the battle, they have to make sure that it is done before they move out. And this verse is trying to tell us that yes, the horse is prepared for the day of battle, but for them to be delivered, for them to win, is of the Lord. For them to win is of the Lord. For their enemies to be delivered into their hands is of the Lord. It's the Lord that does it. I know you may have plans. You may have gone to dance a whole lot of things just to accomplish something, but for that thing to be accomplished, it is of the Lord. If the Lord is not in it, it won't come to pass. It won't come to pass. It won't come to pass. So allow the Lord to take control of everything. Yes, you have to prepare physically. You have a part to play. God also has his part to play. Do your part, and when God does his part, it will be a whole vibe altogether. So the next thing we are going to talk about, the next verse we are going to talk about. I want us to talk about verse 2. It says, every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the heart. This verse is very important. This verse is trying to tell us that whatever we do, God weighs our heart. Are we doing it just for selfish reasons, or we are doing it because it is the right thing to do, or it is because God has said we should do it, or it is because we are doing it because we love them? I see most of the time people give because they want something back. Oh, it is not wrong to maybe want something back, but the Lord weighs the heart. The Lord weighs the heart. It's good to give and it shall come back to you. We know that. Give and it shall come back to you. But if you are giving just because you want something back, it's not really a mindset that you should have. Most of the time, we are told to give to someone who doesn't have, a poor person. And if you give to such a person and you're expecting that that person should give you something back, but that person doesn't have anything to offer to you, you end up being bitter or all kinds of things. So you should learn how to give without wanting things back. And it says that every way of a man is right in his own sight, in his own eyes. Most of the times when we are doing something, we think it is right, and most of the time it is right. It is right. But is it, are you doing it because God wants you to do it? Are you doing it because God wants you to do it? Most things are right, but they are not right for you. You are not the right person to be doing it. You're not the right person to be doing it. So God weighs your heart. God is checking whether are you doing it because He said you should, or are you doing it because you have your own agenda, you have your own plans. You have your own plans. Okay, so we are done for today, and I hope you learned a lot. Today is 21, and we are learning each and every time. As I said earlier on in one of the videos, it is good that I'm doing this challenge because I get to read the Bible each and every day. Get to read the Bible each and every day. And knowing that someone behind is watching me or is listening to me is very good. I hope I'm being of great value to that person. And there will be more content that will be coming up. But for this time, let's focus on the Proverbs book. So see you guys tomorrow for Proverbs chapter 22. Bye bye.